Hi everyone. On Monday, your first skills assessment is due. I know that all of the assignments for this class so far have been either the online quizzes or they've been written assignments such as the film clips or the reflection assignments. But this is your first oral speaking assignment for this class. So I wanted to take a moment and just go over the assignment and make sure everyone is clear on what the assignment is and what the guidelines are, just so you know what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm on the skills assessment page already. Just click on the skills assessment link on the left. And the first one at the top is the one that we're working with that's going to be due on Monday. Skill Assessment 1 using I language. So what this assignment is about, you're going to be taking some statements that use what we call you language, and you're going to have to rewrite those statements into statements that use I language. So taking you statements and transforming them into I statements. So what exactly does that mean? Well, what is a you statement, first of all? A you statement is a statement that focuses on you, on the other person, whereas an I statement focuses on me, I. So an I statement allows me to take responsibility for what I want to happen and what I want the person to do and what my feelings might be. The problem with you language can be that if it's used too often, then the other person starts to feel very defensive. It's like you're just constantly blaming somebody for something and saying that they can't do anything right, for example. Whereas I language allows me to take responsibility for what I want to happen and what my feelings are. So that's what we're going to do in this assignment. So just to go over the instructions here, you're going to be given 5 statements, and the 5 statements are right down here. It says statements, submit all 5. These are you statements, and your task for the assignment is to rewrite these statements, transforming them into I statements. And there's a specific way that I want you to do that. I want you to follow a couple of steps, which I've got listed up here in the description. So the first thing you need to do when you're making an I statement is you need to make a fact-based observation about the other person's behavior. In other words, tell them specifically what you see happening. What are they doing? What are they not doing, maybe, depending on what the situation is. You need to make this very specific, which I'll show you in a moment here in my example. But the first step is to make that fact-based observation of behavior. And then I make the I statement where I request some type of change in that behavior. So what do I want the person to do? What do I want to happen? Me, what do I want? All right, that's the basis of an I statement. And the third point there uses a direct but calm tone of voice. All right, this is an oral assignment. And to submit it, you're going to do the same thing that you did with the orientation video that you submitted back at the beginning of the semester. One reason I had you make that video was just to practice and uploading to streamable.com and then uploading the link into Blackboard, because that's the process you're going to use for this assignment and for the other skill builders and the informative speech when we come to that. So you're going to make a video of yourself recording these statements, then upload that video to streamable.com, just like you did with the orientation video. Copy that link, paste it into Blackboard. All right, to do that, you have to click on the link here, Skills Assessment 1 using I language. It's actually will open up the assignment link for you. And again, I've got all the instructions. And just like if you remember with that orientation video, down here in the comments box, that's where you're going to copy and paste your streamable link, and you hit submit, and that gets the assignment to me. So that's how you submit it. You go back out to the assignment itself here. All right, so that's just an overview and then submission. But let's take a look a little more closely here at these you statements and I statements and see how we put all of this together. I've got an example right here for you to go by. You never do anything around here. All right, you never do anything around here. Who is the focus of that statement? It's you, right? It's the other person. So a couple of things about that statement. One, it's a you statement, all right? It's focusing the attention on that other person, blaming them for something. Well, what are they being blamed for? For never doing anything is what it says. The issue with that is it's much too general, it's much too vague. So we need to create a situation that is much more specific, telling the person exactly what you see them doing, or in this case, what you see them not doing, all right? So let's see how we're going to put those steps above together here to make an I statement. So you never do anything around here becomes, the Johnsons are coming for dinner at 7 tonight and you're watching the ball game. I would really like your help with vacuuming and dusting. All right, so let's pick this apart a little bit. This first statement, the Johnsons are coming for dinner at 7 tonight and you're watching the ball game. That is the observed behavior. That's what I see this person doing. All right, they're watching TV when I need help with the housework because company is coming over soon. All right, so I've taken a situation that's very general, you never do anything, and I've made it very specific. I've applied it to a specific situation. So part of your task in the assignment is down here with these statements, you'll see they're all very general. You have to come up with specific situations for each one. So you'll have to come up with that on your own. That's part of the assignment. What kind of situation do you come up with? So just look at the first one. Why can't you ever be on time? What could that situation be? Well, there's plenty of possibilities. Maybe it's a work situation and somebody keeps showing up to work late. Maybe it's a class situation and a student keeps coming to class late. Maybe you're meeting a friend and the friend shows up late. Maybe you've got something scheduled with a significant other and they're late or they're not helping out, whatever it is. All right. So you take that situation and you create what the specifics are of it. So you've got all 5 here. Why can't you ever be on time? Do you have to be so antisocial around my family? You always have to be right. I can never get a word in edgewise. Do you think you could be more considerate of others when you come stumbling in at 3 a.m.? In case you've forgotten, I have to be up by 6 to get to work. And number 5, hey dude, is your phone broken? So those are the statements you're working with. I would prefer that you make one video that has all 5 statements on it rather than 5 separate videos for each statement, because that way you would have to upload 5 different links and copy those to me. It's just easier to do it as one. It's easier on you and it's easier on me. All right, so I think that is the gist of the assignment. Again, just make sure that you record your statements here onto a video, upload that to Streamable, copy it. Remember, you've got to click on the link up here to go to the page where you copy and submit the link. One more thing I'll say, just because this question always comes up, is in the video itself, what do you need to be doing? In other words, how do you present this? All right, so I want you to act as natural as you can, like you're really saying these to a person. There doesn't actually have to be a person sitting there in front of you, but say these like you are talking to a person. All right, you want to make eye contact, you want to have alert body posture, and you want to have a calm voice, but still a voice that's commanding, that shows you are serious about what you're saying here to that other person, and that there is action that you want them to do. One way people often present it is they just say the statement, the you statement. Why can't you ever be on time? And then say the revised statement is, and then say your I statement. Other times, if you have some video editing skills, people often make slides where they'll put the original statement on a slide, transfer that in, transition out between statements. It's not required. It's whatever you can come up with. All right. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. You can be as creative as you want to be, but really all that's required is for you just to make the video saying your I statements. So as you start thinking about these and you start working on them, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Please contact me and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Otherwise, again, this is due on Monday. Your video is due Monday, 11:59 p.m. All right. So I will look forward to watching your videos. And again, let me hear from you if you have any questions at all. And I will see you guys later. All right. Bye-bye.